Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, what's going on, family? This is Tyler from No Picks Podcast.
What's up, family? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
All right, so Joe, we got to talk about this today. Joe Biden has been making his rounds in the media lately. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all that shit, right? He's been having certain situations where his mental capacity has been called into question, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna play a couple of them, and you and I are gonna react to it. And I'm gonna play the White House press secretary's response to people questioning his mental capacity. All right, so I'm gonna play the first one and see what you got to say about that. I'm gonna play the second one.
Oh God, this is gonna be bad, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. All right, so this is the first one I'm about to pull up right now. So he's in Italy right now, right? So he's just wandering off, and other leaders, France, Germany, all that, they're trying to like bring him around and be like, "Hey, we this way, bro." So this is raw footage from NBC. He's
Yeah, put your glasses on, because otherwise you look like you just lost.
yeah.
Wow.
All right. So that was the first one.
Wow.
All right. This was the White House. Oh, no, I'm gonna play the second one. This was Juneteenth celebration. This ain't my edit.
I don't wanna love nobody but you. I don't wanna love nobody but you. I don't wanna love nobody but you. I don't wanna love nobody but you.
All right. So let's give our thoughts on this real quick, and then I'm gonna play the White House press secretary's response to reporters questioning his mental capabilities right now. So, initial thoughts. What you think?
America, this is what you voted for, right? We're not gonna dive into the conspiracies about election fraud and being rigged. Like that's a so separate conversation, right? But if the election was fair, and everything was there, we can say, America, this is what you voted for. This man was already old and showing signs of mental decline when he was running, and we knew this. This man was hiding from press conferences in his basement during COVID. He refused to speak in public for like months at a time. No one knew where this man was. They were keeping him away from the media because they were worried that he would have one of those media gaffes, you know what I mean, where he would freeze or start slurring his words. Like I remember this clearly because Joe Biden was nowhere to be found. He was the person who was supposed to be running for the Democratic nominee, but he was nowhere to be found. He wasn't doing any interviews, right? They were purposefully hiding from him, right? Um, this is sad. This is sad. And of course, I laugh at the edit with the sound because that was funny.
Yeah, that was
But
funny.
like at this point, like I feel like I'm just laughing at an old man.
Yeah.
You know, during his like initial or like stages of like Alzheimer's or like some kind of like neurocognitive, degeneration disorder or something like that. Like this is sad, bro. This makes me sad. This is the leader of our country. This is the person that they want to put against Trump. Um, yeah, bro. That's my you. I can keep going in. I want to say more, but like, what did you think about this, bro?
So two things, right? My first thought is he's an old man, right? He's waited very long to have this kind of power, right? So right. I can understand why he doesn't want to let go of his power. Of course, he wants to be the most powerful. Who wants to relinquish power? Who the hell wanted to want to do that? Nobody. He's already in this, this position. Like, yo, okay, cool. Like, he just wants to keep stay in this position. Like, why would he voluntarily step down to let somebody else, take power, even if he's mentally not all the way there? Even if you're not all the way there, just like a baby, they want their bottle. They don't want you to have it. They want their bottle, right? So that's the first thing I thought of. Like, bro, like of course he's not gonna step down and be like, yo, I'm gonna relinquish power, because nobody does. What leader of a country just voluntarily steps down and be like, hey, listen, y'all, like, listen, I'm sick right now, so here y'all go. He ain't gonna do that shit. That's not in the car. It's not human nature. The second thing is, bro, if you told me, I'm not a big on conspiracy theories, right? But if you told me right now, say, hey, listen, I got evidence, or I heard from a credible source that, Joe Biden's granddaughter is being held in a basement somewhere hostage, and there some secret organization is forcing him to run for president, I will believe it, because this seems like a crazy. It seems like it's uncomfortable watching him. It's uncomfortable, what I
Right.
mean, like seeing him move and talk and give speeches and talk to the press, and how fast they grab him and keep it moving. The other leaders seem to be coddling him, like, oh, okay, cool. Like maybe it's like maybe what I mean. It's a maybe they're a tight knit group or whatever. Like who knows, right? But it's just it looks like he's not. It looks like he's having a really hard time just functioning every day. Like, and he shouldn't have to do this. So it's like,
Right.
bro, I'm sure he has more money than he can ever spend in his whole life, right? His kids have more money. His grandkids have more money. They'll be a
Oh
staple
yeah.
in America for forever. And it's like,
Yeah.
if somebody told me he was being held against, he was being told to run for president again against his will, I would believe it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or they're just going to let him run knowing that he's going to, and I'm not wishing this on him, I'll knock on wood, knowing that he's going to pass away soon or completely be into like a vegetable state or just completely lose it, which then means that the VP would be president, right? Because then Kamala Harris would be the one
Right.
to be leading this country, which, listen, I don't want that to happen, but it's seeming like it's kind of likely, bro. I don't think the boy had another 4 years in him. I just don't. I just don't. And we look weak. Like he represents us. He represents our entire country anytime he goes somewhere,
Right.
to the G7 summits, to all the international leaders, like, and this is what they see.
Right.
They see
Right.
weakness. We look weak, bro. This is sad. So what so there was a response from the press
Yeah.
secretary?
So some reporters had some questions about it. Asking,
Oh my god.
Pierre, her name, Jean Louis, whatever. Fuck. But anyway, I'm gonna share
Yeah.
that and share her response.
We about to get gaslit. I can feel
Yeah,
it.
how
I can
how
feel
she
it.
move. All right, check this out.
Gaslighting at its finest. This the shorty,
Yeah.
right? Yup. Yo, she is.
I said it was a cheap, a cheap fake. That was definitely a cheap fake. It
All right.
was.
So cheap fake. She said that was a cheap
What?
fake. So what she's referring to is the footage of him with the other leaders, the other world leaders in the G7 summit.
Yeah.
Just kind of like wandering around and like kind of looking like lost and shit. She's saying that this is quote unquote a cheap fake. Basically, it's like fake footage. So
Right.
all right, can we finish it?
This was widely fact checked. That video was widely fact checked, including by conservatives media, on what occurred. The president walked over to give a thumbs up to divers who had just landed right in front of him. And if you run that tape a little bit longer, you would see what was happening, what the president was actually doing, and it is a cheap fake. That is what
about nothing, and he's totally normal.
What I'm saying is, this is a president, right? Let's step back for a second. Instead of, and I said this moments ago, instead of Republicans, focusing on the president's performance in office and what he's been able to accomplish, his actual record, they do these cheap fakes. They're cheap fakes. And you're asking me about the Maloney, you're asking me what happened. That video was, okay, let's talk about Juneteenth. The president stood there listening to the music and he didn't dance. Excuse me, I did not know not dancing was a health issue. That is a weird thing to actually flag when if you look at the people who are around him, you look at the expanded video of the people who are around him, they were not there were some folks who were not dancing either. And that has been fact checked. I mean, just because you're standing up listening to music and not dancing, that is not a health issue. That is just not a health issue. Oh, I mean, look, that was, as I said, it was a.
That's BS, bro. That's
Yeah.
BS. The people around in both the footages that you
Yeah.
shared, they look
Yeah.
confused. It was one thing if they were like chilling, but like people are like looking around like, is everything okay? Like people look confused as to why Biden is walking off or just not facing this way. Like people are like pulling his arm gently to come back over here as if he was like a person in a nursing home and you got to direct him back into his bed or his room. Like people look confused. There's a clip too when he was at something and Obama was there and him and Obama were about to walk off and he just stood there frozen. And Obama had to like pull him by his arm and like then he wrapped his arm around him and like helped him guide him off stage. But like, bro, he's not all there. He's not all there. We are being lied to. Listen, this is why the Democrats have they've made this environment so conducive to Trump. because Trump has been saying fake news, and the media is so corrupt that like now you can't trust what comes from the news. So now everything is
Right.
fake news. So I see this, and the only thing I can think is fake news. Like you're lying to the American people. And I'll say this shorty, she makes me so
Yeah.
livid, right? Because the expression I always say is all skin folk and
Hmm.
kinfolk, right? Because they will prop up a black woman up there to get the brownie points from the black community or to try to get some of the black women to vote for Biden or to go blue no matter what. So they'll prop these people up. These like it's like a DEI pick. You know what I mean? Like they put her up there just for like her she checked all the boxes. Black woman,
Yeah.
educated,
Yeah.
this, all that. So that pisses and she
Yeah.
lies to us. It don't matter if that person's white, it don't matter if it's a man, they lie to us, bro. This is sad. This is gaslighting at its finest. We have eyes. We can see that Biden has been declining and it's gotten worse over the past year. It's gotten worse. How many times did he fall last year, bro? Like legit, he fell like way too many times that I'm comfortable even
Yeah.
like saying like on stage or like at a campaign or some event. He just falls, getting off the plane. Like, come on, Joe. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
This is wild. This is wild. And yeah,
Yeah. I mentioned it earlier, but yo, like he at this point in his life, he needs to be with his family, drinking, a $500 bottle scotch. Smoking expensive cigars, listening to his grandkids' stories about high school and what's going on with them. He don't need to be doing this shit, bro. It looks taxing, and we mentioned this in another pod. Everybody 60 ain't the same. Everybody 70 ain't the same, bro.
right,
You 70 in dog years, bro. You aged, man.
right,
You aged out of this game, and I don't really understand
right,
why you're fighting so hard to stay on. Like I don't like it's like a like
right,
an ineffective CEO for some say let's just say a random company, Coca-Cola. If you the CEO of Coca-Cola and you getting bad reviews and people talking shit about how the company is running, all that, and you got $2 billion
right,
in your bank account, nigga, why not just quit and get the fuck up out of there? Like, I mean, like, you don't need that bullshit.
right.
Just get up out of there. You're gonna be rich for the rest of your fucking life. You can go to any island, hang out with random chicks named Tiffany and Amber. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need this shit. Like, so I don't really get
Right.
like why he's going so hard and why he's like scratching and clawing when like listen, I'm interested to see what the debates are going to look like.
Yo, I was just thinking though, they're gonna be debating soon, bro. This is you want to bet?
They
You want
have
to bet
to.
they
They
cancel
got
it?
to, bro. They can't. He can't talk.
You want to bet that they're gonna make up some
Bro,
reason as to
he
why
can't
he
even
can't be
answer
there?
simple questions from the media when he be like walking into his plane and shit. So he
Right,
can't sit there for no
right.
hour 35, hour and a half debating somebody. That's he gonna get his fucking lunch ate.
Well, Trump gonna roast him for like an hour and a half. You know, Trump gonna roast him for like an hour and a half, bro. I would watch
I'm
it just for
definitely
the
watching it.
comedic value, just how
Yeah,
funny it's gonna be. Because Trump versus Hillary, that was still a
yeah,
very entertaining debate. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was so him just roasting Biden for an hour.
yeah.
I'd watch it. I'm like, why not, bro? Um, but no. But this is where we're at, and it's crazy because, like I said, America, this is what you voted for, right? And once again, there's these things from the conservative side where they're saying, oh, the election was rigged. The election was rigged. There was election fraud happening. Now here's the thing. I'm not going to give credence to that, right? I'm going to say no. The election came out fair. But the problem is during the primaries when it was Bernie and it was Pete Buttigieg, when it was Biden, when all
Right.
these people were running to be the Democratic president to go against Trump, they rigged the primaries. That was that huge debacle that happened at the Iowa caucus where the machines weren't working, the apps that they had weren't working, things weren't coming up, like all this shady stuff started happening, and then it happened in like in Nevada as well. Like the counts were like really weird, and people were like they did so much finessing of the Democratic primary that they cheated Biden into it. Even the whole issue with the super delegates and all that stuff, like bro, they cheated to put Biden in that place to run against Trump. They cheated. So that's why when you cheat against your own, who's to stop you from cheating to make sure you win against the other side as well, bro? It gives credence to this notion that there was some kind of rigging. That's what I'm saying. Everyone is so corrupt that it just makes Trump
Mm,
look that much better. Trump can do anything. He can go in the middle of Manhattan and whatever he said and shoot somebody in broad daylight,
yeah.
and people would still vote for this man. I believe that. I believe it. I genuinely. Do you watch
No.
the show The Boys? You should catch it, bro. The Boys is hot. It's on Amazon Prime. All right, but I was gonna make a reference to when one of the characters killed somebody who like assaulted his son with like a water bottle and just like blew his head off at a campaign, and everyone around him was just like, yeah, like they loved it. Like that would be Trump. Like I'm not saying Trump is Homelander, y'all, but for anybody who knows the Boys, but like Trump is untouchable right now because of all the corruption in our government, and the Democrats can't say anything. What are you gonna say? The news is corrupt. Our government is corrupt. Biden got that good APAC money, and Israel basically controls us and making us fund their wars and everything that's happening in the Middle East. Ukraine has it, is taking all of our bread too, and we're fighting that war against Russia as well. Like we are so corrupt. Hunter Biden just got he got charges against him recently, and this, the coke that was found in the White House. Like there's just too much happening that it's like there's so much corruption, bro. Hillary out here talking and trying to. Nobody cares about Hillary. You lost to Trump. Shut your ass up. Like you're corrupt. So it's bad, bro. Trump, unless they finesse, unless they do something, bro. Trump's
Well, I'm
going to be
voting.
the next president. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Biden's numbers have
he's
tanked
losing in
already.
like every battleground state from what I saw. All of them. Yeah.
He's losing. It's horrible. His
Right.
numbers are tanking right now. It's crazy how his numbers are hurting right now, and people are panicking. People are panicking. You got all these the Democratic spokespeople who've been there for a while coming out, being like John Letterman talking about we should never put Biden up, and it's like, yeah, dumbass, we tried to tell you that 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we tried to tell you don't. We told you that they were trying to shove Pete Buttigieg up our ass. Pause, because I know he's gay, but like they were trying to shove him in our face, and he still couldn't get it. They
Right.
made him Department of Transportation, and look what happened. All the flights was canceled. Like, bro,
Yeah.
this administration is, bro. We got. I don't know what else to say, bro. This is some bullshit, though. I
Listen,
tell you
family.
that.
Like, comment, subscribe. Definitely comment. Like I said, Bernie Bro Joe here for the smoke. Until next time.
Until next time.